There are more than 20 people that are killed and many more are seriously injured in the United States every day from intersection-related crashes. But where is Indiana's worst intersection?
116th Street and US 31. This is named the most dangerous intersection of all of Indiana. It's in Carmel, Indiana. As you can see, there's some office buildings around here. There's also IU Hospital right over there. And this is the intersection. As you can also see, they're also doing construction along the side here, turning this into a highway from here to about Kokomo, I think.
Most of these deaths are due to right-angle crashes that occur at signalized and stop-controlled intersections. And how much time do you spend sitting at a red light, waiting for the light to change when there's no traffic on the crossroad? Roundabouts are safer and much more efficient than regular stop-controlled intersections.
Modern roundabouts are not only safer than traditional signalized and stop-controlled intersections, where appropriate and properly designed, roundabouts operate more efficiently, often have lower life cycle costs, and result in increased fuel efficiency.
You can move freely through roundabouts, making them much more efficient than regular stop-controlled intersections. To prove it, let's see what the Mythbusters came up with.
Well, there's a myth that a roundabout is a far more effective way to move cars through an intersection than the four-way stop signs we have here in the United States.
The cars get through quicker.
Apparently.
Let's test it.
Totally.
So how's this going to work? Well, our drivers are going to be driving up to one of these 4 stop signs. And so, of course, they're going to be lawfully stopping. At each of our stop signs, we're going to have an operator operating one of these flip cards, which will direct our drivers either right, left, or straight ahead. No U-turns. And every time somebody drives through the intersection, I'll be counting it with this handy little clicker. And after a measured period of time, we'll see how many cars are able to make it through our 4-way stop safely. Our first test is going to run for 15 minutes. I'm going to hit the siren and start counting.
We are starting the first test.
And now it's a numbers game.
I'm going to have to focus on this.
Jamie and his trusty clicker count each car that makes it through the intersection.
Okay, we're up to 123.
And so far, with little or no waiting time, it seems like the American way is as good as it gets.
4-way stop seems like it works pretty well, actually, from where I'm standing. You know, it's efficient.
Seems like I'm seeing the same people over and over.
And they don't spend a whole lot of time in the intersection.
Have to be approaching the end of this test. I feel like I've been driving forever. Oh, that's it.
Time's up, and time for the result.
378 intersection crossings, 15 minutes.
Yep, and second time around, it runs just as smoothly. The result is in.
391.
What we need now is a summary. Adam?
We had an average of 385 drivers cross through this intersection in just 15 minutes. That's more than 1 car every 2.5 seconds. That's a pretty high level of throughput for this intersection.
Question is, how will it fare against the roundabouts?
We ran 2 tests. We got almost identical numbers of cars to go through it. And it worked. It does the job. There's no drama. Now, however, we want to see if there's any substance to the myth that the roundabout is actually a more efficient way of getting cars through an intersection.
This was our previous test. This is our current test, the roundabout. You might know it from Europe.
With the circular setup set up, the volunteers are wheeled in.
Because of the way the roundabout is configured, it's harder for one person to keep track of how many people are passing through it.
So for this test, we will have 4 people counting off, placed strategically at each of the exits, clicking off 1 number every time a car leaves the roundabout.
After 15 minutes, we'll collect all the counts, add them up, and that'll give us our total number.
It's time for a prediction, kids. Editors, could you give me a prediction logo right over my face? Excellent. I predict, based on our practice session, that the roundabout is going to beat the 4-way stop intersection.
Well, there's only one way to find out. A slightly overexcited Adam
Let's drive! Woo! Test and triving!
Leads his car driving cohorts around the roundabout for the two 15-minute sessions.
Yeah, baby!
The human-powered randomizers randomly direct the drivers through the intersection.
Every time I approach, it's like an adventure. Yeah, here we go, another radiant turn.
And while the counters count,
I love the roundabout.
Jamie observes from above.
See, at any given time, there's like 3, 4, sometimes 5 or 6 cars in the intersection. Whether that adds up to a final count that's higher, I don't know yet.
It's an observation that could hold the key to the final tally.
I think that this test is moving quite efficiently.
By allowing more than one car through the intersection at a time,
It is like a ballet.
the overlap could result in a considerably higher count. Adam certainly seems to think so.
From a driving perspective, this is dreamy.
To find out if he's right, the siren sounds. And it's time to crunch the crucial numbers.
Yes, the results are finally in. At the four-way stop, over a period of time of exactly 15 minutes, we counted an average number of 385 cars.
And the roundabout, on the other hand, allowed a whopping 460 cars to pass through it. That's an improvement of almost 20%.
I'm calling it. I'm saying the roundabout wins and that this myth is confirmed. The roundabout is a more efficient way to move cars through an intersection.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Totally.
Confirmed.
Time to adopt it, America.
Roundabouts are designed to slow the speed of drivers by deflecting them from a straight line path into the roundabout. This allows for a safe entry into the roundabout. Roundabouts can require additional space compared to a traditional intersection, but they may be constructed within the existing right-of-way.
While initial construction costs can be higher with roundabouts, they often have lower operating and maintenance costs than signalized intersections. They can have ongoing costs for lighting and maintaining the landscaping, but unlike a signalized intersection, there is no signal equipment to install, power, and maintain. Roundabouts have longer service lives than traditional intersections, resulting in better economic value over the long term, especially when you factor in the reduction of fatal and injury crashes. Roundabouts are also the greenest intersection alternative, and not only because of their aesthetic appeal. Reduced vehicle idling means fewer emissions and less wasted fuel. Less acceleration and fewer sudden hard stops means quieter, more peaceful transportation through communities. Landscaping in the Central Island, splitter islands, and along the approaches can further benefit and enhance community livability. With all of these benefits, why aren't all transportation agencies building modern roundabout intersections? One of the biggest reasons transportation agencies overlook this proven intersection safety solution is out of concern that the public just won't accept them. Numerous states like Washington and cities across the country like Carmel, Indiana, have embraced roundabouts and support their development.
We were one of the first communities in the Midwest to build roundabouts and make the determination that they work better than stoplights in many, many cases.
A common concern for people that have not experienced driving through a properly designed roundabout is that they won't be able to get used to the new traffic pattern. But studies consistently show just the opposite. The public overwhelmingly supports roundabouts after they are constructed. In general, pedestrians face far less risk at roundabouts than traditional intersections, primarily because of the slower speeds and the elimination of turns across the pedestrian crosswalks. Splitter islands both shorten the crossing distance for pedestrians and allow them to cross one direction of traffic at a time. All of this adds up to increased safety.
Well-designed roundabout intersections have been proven to not only help traffic move more efficiently, but also reduce the risk of fatal and serious crashes. This is why the Federal Highway Administration is strongly encouraging state and local leaders to take a hard look at roundabouts as an alternative to conventional intersection designs. If you're looking for ways to reduce congestion, improve safety, and enhance your community's environment, modern roundabouts may be just the solution for you.